Oh, just some scary movie.
You like scary movies?
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite scary movie?
I don't know.
You have to have a favorite.
Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the Twisted Soulmates podcast. I'm your host, Eddie.
And I'm Ashley.
Ashley, my lovely, lovely wife, Ashley. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. This is exciting. This is the first episode of our brand new podcast.
I am so excited.
Me too. We're huge horror movie fanatics since we were kids.
Yes.
I can remember as far as when I was 5 years old and they tried sitting me in front of the TV to watch Halloween, and I almost had a heart attack. And that was the beginnings of everything for me.
Is it safe to say that you liked being scared?
I think so, because they tried sending me to the room crying, and then I was like peeking my head to the side, like, what's going over there with that guy in the white mask? And they were like, go back to bed.
I love that.
Yeah, so that was my first experience with horror movies. What about you?
I've loved horror since I was a little girl. I remember watching X-Files with my mom and loving that scared feeling, and even throwbacks to the movies Wrong Turn and Joyride. I just remember loving those movies, loved being scared, and really didn't want to watch anything else. It was pretty much me and my horror films and then my Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah, I was watching Saturday morning cartoons, but let me tell you something. Horror movies, something about it, it's so different. And I love my action adventure. I even love animated movies, Disney movies, whatever. But horror movies, I feel like every night I'm like, hey, want to watch a horror movie tonight? And you're like, we just watched one last night. I'm like, I don't care.
Same. It's the thrill.
Yeah, it's definitely the thrill. And today's episode, we're the inaugural episode, we're talking about the movie Talk to Me from the year 2023, so just last year. It's an A24 film, and as many of you know, A24 films are pretty wild.
They are.
Some of the movies that they came out with were Midsommar, Hereditary.
That's a good one.
The Witch. Yeah, like some of those movies we're going to be covering down the line eventually.
Definitely.
But we started with Talk to Me. Talk to Me is a movie directed by Danny and Michael Filippo. It was the directorial debut, and they're former YouTubers.
And brothers, right?
And the twin brothers, which is amazing because directorial debut coming from YouTube. I never seen like any of their shorts, but the fact that they were on YouTube, and now they're making a big budget movie that did more than well, considered a classic in my opinion.
It was actually amazing.
I agree, and that's kudos to them, applaud to them, give them all the credit in the world. Can't wait for their next horror movie.
I was just gonna say, I can't wait to see what they do next. I'm sure they're not done.
I hope not. This movie is starring Sophia Wilde as Mia, the main character.
Oh, Mia.
From Lord of the Rings fame, for the LOTR heads out there. Miranda Otto as her best friend's mom named Sue. Sophia Wilde plays a girl named Mia. And this movie, I remember seeing the trailer and just being like, well, that's different, with the whole the hand, and you not talk to the dead, but you have a gateway basically in going to like seeing the spirits.
Yes.
And it was pretty creepy, the trailer.
The trailer was definitely intense. I knew that we could be on a wild ride when I saw that trailer, and I knew that was a movie that we had to see. It drew me in for sure.
Absolutely. And that was a movie that we saw in the theater.
Yes.
And it's crazy because when we saw it in the theater, it was such a impact. Like it was like the scares were there. Like it wasn't super scary, but it was just like a total mind fuck.
Definitely. I was creeped out, to say the least.
Yeah, it was. And I got to be honest too, certain things that happened in the movie when we saw it in the theater, I thought differently in this watch through than I did then.
Yes. If you're listening at home, this is our third watch of the movie.
Third watch?
Yeah, this is our third watch.
Could have sworn it was our fourth.
It could be our fourth.
No, it's okay. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know how to count. So, yeah, like Ashley said, this was our third watch. You know what? My wife is always right. Let's just go with that. Third watch. Okay. But yeah, this movie was really good. We really enjoyed it. We always enjoy it. I remember we showed this movie to your parents, and your mom was yelling at the screen.
Yeah.
And she was like, you know, like, don't touch that hand.
My mom has the best reactions to horror movies.
I love
We
it.
frequent the movie theater with my parents often, and my mom is just one of those people who she cannot stay quiet, but is the funniest thing ever. Yeah, her reactions. I want to film them one day.
Later episode, we don't know when, but we'll, you know, obviously we'll let you guys know. When we do Evil Dead Rise, there's a story there. It's
There's
not
a
a crazy
good
story, but there's a
story.
funny story for that one. But today we're doing Talk to Me, and this movie opens up pretty interestingly. It kind of like sets the tone, I feel like, right?
Oh yeah, intense opening.
Yeah.
I would agree that they hard launched us into the movie. I would say
Yeah, definitely.
definitely.
That's the perfect way to put it.
Yes,
It's
and that
like-
kind of hooked me, and I knew that once that beginning played on the screen, I knew we were in for a wild roller coaster ride of a movie. But I was all for it.
Emphasis on roller coaster.
It's definitely a roller
Emphasis
coaster.
on roller coaster.
Yes.
Because it's like, if you ever rode the Incredible Hulk at Universal in Florida, it's just like that. Like it shoots like, all right, we're good to go.
Definitely just as scary.
Yeah. So we open with someone is approaching a party, a house party. It seems like he's looking for somebody named Duckett. He's asking around for someone named Duckett. We don't know who this person is. We don't know who Duckett is. Turns out it's his brother. They're like, yeah, he's in the room. You know, he's by himself, and opens up the door. His brother has no shirt on. He has a bunch of like slashes on his back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like almost like self-mutilating. And, you know, it's already like crazy because that's all right. You know, okay. Dude's got some problems, right?
Yes, definitely.
And then they come out of the room. And one thing that I noticed when we first watched this in the theater and even now, they come out of the room. He's trying to help him. Obviously, he's like in pain. Everybody has their phone out.
Yeah, that was another thing that I noticed is that when they left the room, you know, this guy is obviously in pain and in trouble.
Yeah.
The first thing that the teenagers at the party wanted to do was film. And I feel like that's almost making fun of the teenagers today, because that is definitely something we're seeing more and more of. You know, everything is online and there is no privacy. Instead of getting Duckett some help, we're just going to film him with our flashlights on.
Yeah. No help, no concern. Just like, whoa, like this is going to make a great TikTok. I'm going to get so many views. I'm going to get, you know, so many hits on this. And it's like this guy. And I feel like they were judging him too, because I think they said in the beginning, like at one point, like, hey, he's being really weird. And it's like,
Yeah.
maybe he needs help.
Yeah.
You know,
He definitely needed help.
Obviously, you know, we come to find out later, you know, what he's going through, but you know, he helps him out. He yells at the people like, hey, what's your problem? Turns around, Duckett stabs him.
Yep. Duckett stabs his brother,
Mhm.
Cole.
And then everybody flees.
Yes, that is when people realize that things were about to get really real, but it's not over there, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
After Duckett stabs his brother,
Mm-hmm.
he stabs himself.
And then immediately cuts to black, and then the movie title shows. And now you're like, all right, I'm here. Like, let's do this.
Yeah.
Like, this movie just started. He shoots you out of a cannon, basically.
Definitely. And this is where we're introduced to Mia, the main character, who she's attending her mother's memorial. And we see Mia having a conversation with her dad. And the first thing that I noticed was that the screen is pretty dark and blue and gloomy. So they're already setting the tone for Mia. And I feel like that just kind of represented her life at the time is, you know, she's at her mother's memorial and she's obviously not feeling great about it. And her dad and her having a conversation, the dad in her conversation is pretty muffled.
Yep.
And it's almost like they're trying to show us how distant Mia and her father are.
It's a huge disconnect.
Definitely a huge disconnect.
It's a huge disconnect, and it's, at one point during the memorial, Mia is listening to like an old recording of her and her mom. She lost her mom, and there's like feeling of dread and sorrow, with this person. That seems to be like the theme of her character. So it's like, she's going through it, and then we find out later in the movie that it's been like 2 years since her mom died, and it was like an accidental overdose of sleeping pills, I believe it was.
Yep.
And it's just like, it's sad. It's
so
sad. You
right
feel
away,
for this character.
the film is very melancholy.
Yeah, but it's kind of messed up because when I first saw the movie, I hated her so much. I hated Mia.
I know, and now we have a different perspective on her, actually. The
kind
last watch, we have a very different perspective. We almost feel a little bit sad for Mia now, and we kind of understand some of the choices she makes. Of course, she has made a lot of wrong choices, and we'll get into those, but definitely the third or fourth watch around, you start to realize, how sad Mia must have been.
So Mia gets a phone call. Turns out it's Riley, her best friend's little brother. He's waiting for a ride with, I put it down as his douchebag friend, who we've come to find out his name is James. And James is a bit of a little, he's a little bit of like
a jerk.
A jerk. He's a little kid who has a little attitude, thinks he's somebody special, offers Riley a cigarette, and Riley's like, nah, man. He calls him a fetus. What is it?
Yep, that's what he called Riley.
Which is what you want to be called when you say no to peer pressure.
I noticed that in the film, they tried to present Riley as an innocent, younger boy, especially when he was taking a stance against smoking. He was presented as a good kid.
He was presented as a good kid. And, he's younger, so young and innocent.
Yes.
This movie has a lot of context, going back to what we said in the beginning about the kids with the phones. A lot of like peer pressure.
Yep.
And just who are your real friends, and that that's how I read into it.
Definitely. I think the directors were trying to make a movie that was really relevant to today.
Yeah, real life situations, real life problems, with using a spiritual hand.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But, I'm not knocking it. It's awesome. It's very original. And nowadays, originality is hard to come by.
Definitely.
So now they're driving down the road. And
Mia and Riley.
What's that?
Mia and Riley are driving down the road.
Yes, Mia and Riley are driving down the road, and they're listening to Sia. Chandelier, was that the name of the song? They're blasting it like crazy.
Having a great time.
Yeah, just living their young lives. Like just what you did when you were a kid, man. You had friends, and it's late at night, blasting the song, driving down the road, and next thing you know, you see a kangaroo in the middle of the road. Yeah.
Who was not doing too good, man.
No.
That kangaroo was in a lot of pain. So they came across a kangaroo that was in the way, and they stopped the car. Mia and Riley are really concerned about the kangaroo, and they agree that maybe we should put it out of its misery, which I thought was a bold take. That was a bold take for me.
For two teenagers?
Yeah.
Riley's teenager, I would say.
Yes, definitely.
Maybe like 13?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's really...
That's bold.
Yeah, because I remember driving and seeing like a deer, and I'm like, wow, that's sad.
Yeah.
Gotta make it to McDonald's.
But ultimately, Mia does chicken out, and then you see them drive home in silence for the rest of the way.
Yeah, it was a disturbing image. It was something that, they didn't expect to see.
Mm-hmm.
And, you don't expect that.
Yeah.
Especially that the kangaroo was, making that noise, that heaving noise.
Yes.
It was like, it went from this moment of like just, two kids, Riley and Mia just having fun, and all of a sudden, boom, something real just happened.
Yeah.
Something that brings them back to reality.
Yes.
So after the kangaroo scene, we're introduced to Jade, which is Mia's best friend, and Riley's sister.
Yes.
And that's when we find out that it's the anniversary of Mia's mother's passing, her Remembrance Day, as they said.
Mm-hmm.
It was 2 years since. And this is when we meet Miranda Otto's character, Sue, who is Riley and Jade's mom. She's hilarious.
She is the comic relief of this scary movie.
Mm-hmm.
I loved her.
She's also like a little hardcore.
Definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
She's a little tough,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, rightfully so, because in a world where like a lot of like the younger kids are the way they were at that party, you need a Miranda Otto Sue character where it's like,
Takes no BS.
Yeah,
She's also presented as a single mom in the movie.
Yes.
So she definitely, had to be a little tougher on these kids.
mm-hmm, yes. One thing I noticed in this scene, Mia is in the kitchen with Miranda Otto, Sue, let's say,
Mm-hmm.
and Mia keeps sneezing, and Miranda Otto was like, oh, you need a tissue, and Mia's like, oh, thank you so much, I'm dying, and I'm like, that's a little bit of a foreshadow right there.
Definitely a little bit of a foreshadowing.
Yeah,
Yes.
No spoilers just yet, but a little bit of a
Mhm.
foreshadow there.
When we meet Jade also, we see Mia trying to have a conversation with Jade.
Yes.
And Jade is sort of ignoring her, and she's busy texting her boyfriend, Daniel. And then Mia shows Jade a video of her friends, or what we think are her friends, at a party. And right away, the video to me looked really off. It did not look like a party that I would be interested in going to.
No.
You know, we see the friends in the video with the big dark eyes acting erratically. And then we see Mia and Jade engage in a power struggle of, do we or don't we attend this creepy party?
Yeah, and it's the use of technology and social media.
Yeah.
It really shows like the effectiveness of like, oh, like let's check this out. And I think Jade was reluctant. If I remember correctly,
reluctant.
Jade was
Yes.
she was reluctant. She was like, I don't even know if that's real.
Yeah, Mia definitely was the one pushing to go to this party.
Yeah, so they actually end up heading out to the party.
Mm-hmm.
Riley sort of blackmails Jade, so he tags along.
Because she forgot to pick him up.
Yes.
Yeah, so he's like, I'll tell Mom if you don't let me go.
And then when they get to the party, it's funny because they get there. I think Riley walks in first, then it's Jade, and the camera is in the direction of kind of like the side. So there's somebody sitting behind the door, and they can see people coming in. So they see Riley and they see Jade, and this is where we're introduced to Haley.
Yes.
And Haley is a bit of an asshole in this movie.
Definitely.
Yeah, no, not a good friend.
No.
She is like, oh, what is this, a babysitting service?
Yep, that's when she sees Riley.
And then goes, fuck me. And it's like, wow, okay. Okay.
And she says, fuck me, when she sees Mia. Yeah.
Yes.
So Mia is definitely not a well-received party goer. You see her throughout the party kind of struggling to connect with others. And then we see Daniel, who's Jade's boyfriend and Mia's ex, oddly enough.
Yeah.
And we're introduced to Joss, who it's his party and it's his house, and he brings a chair to the middle of the room and says, hey, it'd be pretty sick to hook the kid up. And he's talking about Riley.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a little bit more foreshadowing that we see. But of course, Jade says no way to that.
The peer pressure in this movie is ridiculous.
It is. Definitely. But I feel like it might be related to the peer pressure that kids face today, too. I'm sure there's a lot of it.
I think it shows like an evolution of it.
Yeah.
Because, back then it was like, it was weed at parties, drinking alcohol at parties.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you have different types of drugs that kids take. I don't know what they are. I don't go to parties anymore.
Nope.
So it's, it could be anything, but it's just, it's relatable.
We hear also in the background, we hear Joss say, Duckett gave the hand to me.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they all disagree that, they should hook Riley up. They say no. So that's great. But Mia gets tied to the chair and she volunteers to go.
Yep.
Haley starts the timer and also says that We can't go for more than 90 seconds. Mia asks what happens after 90 seconds, and Haley says they will want to stay. They'll want to stay. So it's pretty ominous what Haley says, because at this point we don't know who they are yet. And I just love how Mia is so eager and willing to volunteer for this. It's a little bit crazy. I would say Mia's a bit of a daredevil, but maybe Mia, you know, with her mom's passing, is sort of in that effort stage of her life where she's starting to give, you know,
so,
a little bit less.
It's like we're, you know, horror movies have those tropes, right?
Yeah.
They have the horror movie, you know, rules, you know, like never split up.
Yes.
You know, don't go into the woods. At least I'm not going into the woods.
I'm not either.
This movie's, you know, thing is no more than 90 seconds. There's a candle to open the door, blow out the candle to close it. And that's when we're introduced to the hand. The porcelain hand. It has this writing on it. I didn't get a chance to see what the writing was on it, like what it said. But it's ominous. Yeah. It's disturbing. It's intriguing.
Definitely.
Almost. And like you said, Mia was first to be like, I'll do it. And it's, you know, I think she's still obviously dealing with the death of her mother still, but she wants to escape like her world right now because her world is empty without her mom, even though she has her dad. Like you said, there's a disconnect between her dad and her, and something is missing in her life, and that's her mom.
So we can't judge Mia on her choices just yet.
Yes. Underline yet again.
And ominously, we hear Josh say that if you die while they are in you, they will have you forever.
Correct.
Okay, why would anybody want to play this game?
I'm going to be straight up with you. If I was at a party and they said stuff like that, I would be like the kid from Mean Girls and be like, Mom, can you pick me up? I'm scared. Please.
Same.
There's no way you're going to get me to, you know, do all this stuff. And then they say the rules, you know, part of the rules is you hold the hand and it says, talk to me.
Yes.
And then a spirit will be like presented to you. And if you want to let them in, I let you in. But before all that, before Mia puts her, you know, grabs the porcelain hand, what does everybody do?
They just start recording.
They start recording. Oh my God!
We see the phones again.
I can't stand it.
No, very bad look.
It's you know, I mean, obviously, I'm not going to you know, these basement parties to talk to the dead, but like whenever we go to shows, we'll record like maybe like one or two things.
Yeah, you're very good at being in the moment.
I love being in the moment.
Yep.
I love being in the moment. And, you know, it's I guess I'm old school like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But everybody starts recording.
Mia says, talk to me.
Yeah.
And she is met by an old man who has obviously passed away. Mm-hmm. Mia freaks out as she's the only one who sees him. And Haley lets Mia know that she didn't do it right because she did not say, I let you in. Mia is then met with an even more disturbing soul of a woman. This woman is wet and bloated like she's drowned, and she's heavily breathing. We see Mia's eyes and mannerisms begin to change as she turns to Riley and says, they like you. The door slams and the teens erupt in laughter. That was another thing. If a door is slamming while playing this game and you are laughing, I am judging you. I am judging your life choices. Mm-hmm. I am wondering why you are not as scared as I am right now.
The other day, the dishes fell in the sink by themselves while we were in the living room, and I almost pulled the fire alarm because I wanted to get out of the house. So imagine if a door closed like the way it did in that movie.
Nope.
I am calling the police.
I'm running.
Okay? Yeah, I'm running. And speaking of running, while Mia is, let's say, possessed.
Yeah.
Correct?
That's what I would say.
I would say that too. I was thinking the same thing. She lets the bloated woman in. She says he'll split you to Riley.
Yes.
And then
she also lets him know that he's right behind him.
Yeah.
And we don't see anybody.
Creepy.
Very creepy.
It's very creepy, but I like it. It's scary, you know?
Yeah.
And then what happens? Mia tips over.
Yeah, she falls over in the chair, right?
Yep. And
Yep.
then the trailer line, run, 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 constantly saying run like that with the eyes widened.
Yeah.
Her pupils were widened, and she's saying, smiling, saying run, 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 run. Oh my God. I think one time we caught the trailer at night, during a YouTube ad, and it did that, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna start running.
Yeah. They're also at this point now struggling to get the hand off of Mia. And at this point, the clock is ticking.
Yep.
Okay. Mia looks at Riley and the hand is still connected. Riley, who hasn't said a word this entire scene, he was quiet. He starts to look like he's going to cry. The lights go out and we hit 90 seconds. So we already went over in the time. We're already not following the rules. Okay. It takes 3 party goers to disconnect the hand from Mia, and Haley asks Mia if she's okay. Like, what? Of course she's not okay. But unfortunately, Mia said that was amazing, and everyone cheers. Poor Riley is still visibly upset, and then we cut to the thunderstorm during the sleepover.
The fact that they couldn't get the hand off of her, it's almost like the new party drug now at this point.
Yeah.
Which we'll eventually see. But for her, it's like, we've watched, remember that Netflix documentary, Coke?
Yes.
And people would say, like, people would take those drugs, and the first time they got that high, it was like the most amazing experience they ever felt. And the reason why they get addicted is because they're chasing that first high, and they can never get it again. This is Mia. She's taken the party drug. She has escaped reality like she wanted to.
Yes.
And she wants to do it all over again.
Definitely. Mia is an adrenaline junkie at this point.
At this point, yeah, she's an adrenaline junkie. She doesn't want to be present in reality right now. She wants to
She's escaping.
Yeah.
She's looking for an escape. I don't think the hand and the undead souls is the right way to go. Maybe she should have looked into a little bit of therapy.
Maybe therapy.
Maybe therapy
would have been the right way to go.
Yes.
Do they? I'm pretty sure they have capable therapists in Australia, which is where this movie takes place.
I would think so.
I would hope so.
So at the sleepover, Riley is shaking up from what he's seen. Understandably,
not to cut you off,
yeah.
We do see axolotls in the fish tank.
We see some axolotls. If you know anything about kids, they are obsessed with axolotls.
I don't know why, but I had to shout that out, and I have it in all caps in my notes.
Yes.
Axolotls! Exclamation point! Exclamation point!
We see some.
Yes.
They're actually pretty cute.
Yes.
So he's shaken up, and after after all of that, he wants to sleep with someone, and he doesn't want to go to bed alone. His sister refuses. Typical older sister vibes we get from Jade. And Mia, of course, is there to save the day. Mia admits to Riley that she's had a reoccurring nightmare, that she is looking in the mirror, but her reflection is gone, like she doesn't exist. And Riley asks her what it was like when she was holding the hand that we saw. And Mia says, incredible, like she was in the passenger side of her own body. So right there, we see that Mia wants to escape reality. She wants to be in the passenger side. She doesn't want to be in control over her life anymore.
She had herself an out-of-body experience.
Definitely.
That's what she said it was.
Yes.
And I'm going to also point something out. Riley's an idiot. Because if somebody looked at me like that and said that somebody wanted to split me and to run, the last thing I'm going to do is be like, hey, want to share the bed?
Yes.
I'm not doing that.
Samesies.
I'm going to say, like, we need to call the cops on her immediately.
Yeah, we have a lot of bad choices.
She is a threat.
all around in this movie.
Yes.
Riley also asks about Mia's mom, which I'm not sure why. And,
It's well, for the movie's sake, for the audience, that's a bit of exposition, I would say.
Definitely. But Riley, Learn when the timing is right. After that scary moment, I'm not sure if that was the right time to have that conversation.
Yep.
But we learned that her mom overdosed on sleeping pills accidentally, and Riley comforts her and lets Mia know that she's not alone and will always have him and Jade. He's such a nice kid, and I feel like that was just more foreshadowing because we really get to know and like Riley a lot.
Yeah.
And I've noticed in horror movies when there's a sweet, innocent, likable character, don't get attached.
No.
No.
Whenever there's a character that you like, they always end up
something bad
happens to them. It's like The Walking Dead.
Definitely.
The Walking Dead, there's always a character that you like, and they're there and they're there for a long time. All of a sudden they're gone. They're gone.
Yeah.
And now you're like, wow, that sucked.
They do that a lot in Walking Dead. You're right.
Yeah, that's another show that we'll discuss at later time.
Next day at school, we see Jade interact with Haley, asking for another turn tonight because Daniel would like a turn. Haley lets Jade know it would have to be at her house because Josh's house got trashed. Who knew the evil souls of the dead could be so messy? I didn't think they would leave a big mess like that.
No, it wasn't them. Matter of fact, it was the evil souls because it was actually the kids that were trashing it, and the souls took out their phones and recorded them. That's what it was, right? Yeah.
So Daniel arrives at Jade's house, and we see Sue give a hilarious back and forth, accusing them
so fucking funny.
of throwing a party. She really is the comic relief that we needed in this chilling movie. She does a really good job about trying to find out if they're having a party, and the kids are pretty good. They're giving it back to her. They're saying there's no party, and they end up getting away with it.
It's the funniest thing. She doesn't trust her kids.
I don't blame her.
I don't blame her either. I mean, Riley seems like the good one.
Yes.
And Jade, I got to be honest, Jade ends up being a good sister.
Yeah, I would say so.
Right?
When it mattered, right?
When it matters.
Yes.
Because even though she was, kind of mean to him when he was trying to blackmail her to go to the party, right?
Yeah.
And Joss was like, hey, let's give the kid a turn. She's like, no, you're not doing that.
Yeah.
All right.
She has those older protective sister vibes, but she still doesn't want Riley around, which I don't blame her.
It's a matter. It's what's the old saying? Like, you don't make fun of my sister, I make fun of my sister.
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
Exactly. So, Haley says yes. Then they go to Daniel's house. Or no, they go to Jade's house.
Go to Jade's, yeah. Joss, Haley, Daniel, Mia, Jade, and Riley. Oh, and James. We see his friend again, right?
Yeah.
They're all getting ready for Daniel's turn.
Yes.
And Mia asks where the hand is, and he said where the hand is from, actually. And Joss says that it's been cut off from a psychic medium who could connect with the dead. And he casually says a friend gave it to a friend, and then me. Daniel asked to be filmed, which I was pretty shocked that he even had to ask.
Yeah.
I'm shocked they weren't already recording.
It's like the what's that saying that they say? It's like if there's no pics, it didn't happen.
Oh yeah, it didn't happen if there's no pics. Well, that's how Daniel and everybody here feels. Daniel says, "Talk to me," and he's immediately scared of what he sees. And he still says, I let you in. Daniel's head flies back and he starts choking. Mm-hmm. We see his eyes turn black, like the video that we saw earlier. Yes. And
I think it happens when they all do it. It's like an indication that they're possessed.
Definitely. He doesn't even look like himself at this point. He is purple. He has sores on his lips, dark eyes. He looks like he has been through some shit.
Choking.
Definitely. He turns to his girlfriend Jade and says he hates it when you touch him.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Burn. Okay.
You make him soft.
Yep.
Is what, and if I'm at this party, I'm in the back going, awkward.
So awkward.
So awkward, man.
Man.
Oh, God. I remember when I saw that in the theater and my jaw dropped.
Definitely.
I thought that was so bold for them to write that. In the movie, and I was like, "That's excellent," because that's one thing. And again, I might be going off the rails here, but the newest Exorcist movie, The Believer, one thing about the original Exorcist was that movie had balls.
Oh yeah, it
for the
pushed the
time.
limits.
Yeah, it pushed the limits. A lot of horror movies that do that turn out to be great.
Yes.
Some horror movies are stupid that, they think they're pushing the limit. But if it's done right and more like subtle, like this, then hey, that's awesome.
It is awesome. And if you think that things couldn't get any more awkward than that,
Yeah.
well, Daniel falls to the floor and starts making out with Jade's family dog. Okay. Everyone laughs except Jade, and Daniel storms out.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Teens are pretty mean these days. Wow.
And then what's the first thing that Daniel asks, or not even asks, demands when he comes to?
Delete that video.
Delete it. Oh, now you don't want to be seen, huh?
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing. There is no need to record everything you do.
No.
Nope, because then you're going to catch some stuff you don't like, let me tell you.
Absolutely.
Then we see
Mia. Mia asks for a turn.
Yes,
like a freaking,
Mia
like
is
the junkie
eagerly
she is.
ready to have her turn under one condition: no camera. Finally, someone doesn't want to be filmed.
Way to live in the moment.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah, right. Like she's like, no, this is my moment. I just want to have this in my mind. Like, okay, whatever, you junkie.
we also have another smart decision. The dog is exiled from the party.
Yeah, because he's a pervert.
Yes, definitely.
That dog is a pervert. he picked and chose his moment.
Definitely.
Sick bastard.
He was actually a really cute dog.
He was a
We see the friends seemingly take turns connecting with the dead, having a great time laughing, singing, and dancing. Who knew that the dead could be such a good time?
Well, the montage. This is the montage.
Definitely love the montage.
I liked it too, and it kind of, it didn't do anything to negatively affect the movie. I feel like, because it was like, okay, like this is crazy, man. Like we're seeing these kids in real time, like just literally letting spirits possess them.
Yeah.
Which I find insane, because again, I am not doing that. I'm at home and I'm eating my chicken nuggets and having a good time at home, not letting nobody possess me. So the fact that they're just openly doing it, mind-boggling, but it's so good. Like the movie's like I said, in any other movie, it could have been seen as cheesy. It could have been seen as like, oh, they're doing like a montage, like it's an '80s flick, like a Ferris Bueller Day Off type of like montage where like he just runs around the city or something like that. And that was like, oh no, they're just passing around the blunt, if you will, because that's the new party drug. And it's like, okay.
If you were thinking who would do this, I think the montage made you think again, because it looked like they were having such a good time that it kind of convinced you that maybe some teenagers would do this.
They would.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that if there's people out there that'd be like, yeah, I would have done it.
Yep, I agree.
And I'm not. I'm sorry.
None of them are in this room.
No. No, nobody
And
here.
hopefully none of you out there would do that either. But hey, if
Oh.
you would, we're not judging you.
Oh, listen, I'm pretty sure there's people out there that would let it happen.
Yeah.
But I'm not one of them.
No. Riley wants a turn, we see, and Jaden and him have an upsetting exchange because she disagrees. After Riley insults her, Jade storms out, and Mia agrees to let Riley try the game for 50 seconds only.
And the rule was 90.
And the rule was 90. So really bad timing for Jade to be having a bitch fit, I feel like. She just left her brother in the room with Mia, who we already know doesn't make the best decisions.
And Jade clearly trusts.
Yes, she does trust Mia. So maybe she thought that Mia would have had her back in that moment, but it turns out no. Riley connects with the dead by saying, "Talk to me," and is disturbed by what he sees. And Mia reassures him that it's going to be okay, and she encourages him to keep going. Riley says, "I let you in," and begins apologizing to Mia. Riley seemingly channels Mia's mom, who is apologizing to her for leaving, and Mia is immediately upset. And when the 50-second mark is met, she begs Haley to keep it going. After all, it is her mom, right?
Yeah. Understandably so, yeah.
Yes.
But, going back to, just to rewind a little bit, when he does it, Jade is the one that tells Riley, like, you're just trying to impress your friend James. This is the same James that offered him the cigarette and called him a fetus.
Yes.
Okay, so again, peer pressure.
Uh-huh.
Maybe he's trying to do it to impress his friend James. Maybe he sees it as like, oh, everybody's having a great time. We just had a montage.
Yeah.
I'll be fine.
Right.
And then what's the mind fuck is he does it. It's Mia's mom. And I loved his reaction when he said, talk to me. Because everybody would say, talk to me. And then they would like just, whoo.
Yeah.
And they would like, you know how when you look at something and it like pops on your face and you look away really quick?
Yes.
He does this dead stare. Like the dude that just saw the Jaws shark in the water by the boat.
He was in shock.
He was in shock.
Mm-hmm.
And because think about it. He just had the conversation with Mia about her mom.
Yes.
And how she passed. And, Mia reassured. Obviously, Mia doesn't see it. Whenever the person that has the hand says, "Talk to me," the people that are watching, they cannot see the spirit.
Yeah.
Only the person that's holding the porcelain hand can see it.
Yes.
So Mia is like, "It's fine. We're all high."
Yeah.
Because again, this is like the drug. So just do it, man. And then I let you in. He starts crying. I'm sorry, me.
Speaking like Mia's mom, but we don't know if Riley saw Mia's mom at this point.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
actually.
we don't know.
That's a really good point. I feel like I'm gonna go with he did.
You think that Mia's mom was actually speaking to her?
I mean, I think Riley saw Mia's mom,
Okay.
but maybe it was somebody shape shifting or something.
It could be.
Like, it could have been, but then the 50 seconds goes by, and then the 90 seconds goes by, right?
Yeah, we have now gone over the time, and this is where stuff starts to get real. So Riley then begins slamming his head onto the table, okay? That's in front of him, and Riley tries to also gouge his own eyeball out.
Oh, God.
Okay, this prompts Mia to jump up from her shocked state and help. We see the chair that Riley is sitting in fly across the room, where Riley is free again to bang his head as hard as he can without any disruptions. This part of the film for me was the most disturbing. When we saw Riley slamming his head on the table, I was truly speechless. My mouth hit the floor. I mean, this scene is just incredible.
It was insane. It was a callback to what happened when Mia was possessed.
Definitely.
Because Riley's head literally got split.
Yeah.
And
that foreshadowing again, right?
yeah, the way that they made this kid's head bounce on that desk, like it was Allen Iverson crossing somebody up. Oh my God.
It was for me, that was the most disturbing scene in the movie.
The him hitting the head was one thing.
Yeah.
And I was just like, ooh, that's brutal. Him trying to gouge the eye out.
Yeah.
And then the sound design of the squeaking.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, oh my God. Like, stop doing that. Stop it. You need your eyes.
That scene definitely pushed the limits in the movie. Then we see Jade. Finally, she runs to Riley's aid and places her hand between the side table and his head as he goes for one last head-banging blow.
Yep.
This is one of the most disturbing scenes. I can't even tell you guys. I cannot reiterate that enough. Everyone scrambles except for Mia, who is seemingly in a state of shock as she leaves the room. Josh and Haley have an exchange about getting their story straight to the police. Mm-hmm. So they're not really worried about Riley. Josh and Haley are worried about getting in trouble. And that shows you what kind of friends they are, honestly.
And Mia's in a state of shock, not because of what Riley did.
No, because she communicated with her mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is what I was talking about earlier about why I didn't like this character.
Mm-hmm.
This is an example of her being selfish.
Definitely selfish.
But that was my first reaction when we saw it in the theater.
Yeah.
I was like, God, this chick is selfish. And, then I watched it now. I gotta be honest. My first reaction was she is selfish.
She's still selfish, but now we understand her reasons, and we are like kind of under the impression that Mia's not in the best state of mind to not be selfish right now.
So, is it justified?
No, it's not justified.
Okay.
But Mia definitely is dealing and going through some things, so
She is.
she's
She
not
is.
making the best decisions.
And then Haley and Joss. Oh man.
Yeah.
They're quick to just run out of there.
Yeah.
And Haley is trying to get to leave when shit goes south, trying to get their story straight,
They also mention not saying anything about the hand to the police.
yeah.
So the police sort of get a different version of the story of what happened there. Not that I even think the police would have believed the story,
Yeah.
but they were already lying about the situation.
Well, during that little discussion with Joss and Haley, right?
Yes.
We had the subtitles on, and their sound counts is really faded because the camera's on Mia, and obviously it's basically like her, like, from her perspective, that it's like everything's drowned out.
Yeah.
She just communicated with her mom,
Yeah.
and this person has been sad about her mom, and she just spoke to her. So I think Joss and Haley were like, "Where's the hand? Where's the hand?" Mia took the fucking hand.
Yeah. Yep.
She took the dope.
Yeah.
she took the dope, and we know Riley's in the hospital. We're in the hospital now. Sue accuses Mia of giving Riley something.
Yes.
Because they were at a party, and obviously Sue don't know about the hand.
We also, before we cut to Riley in the hospital,
Yeah.
and when Mia's going through that crisis, she also hears a scratching at the door in Jade's house, and she sees sort of a shadow of what resembles her mother.
Yeah.
So that right there is just kind of trying to confirm that she did communicate with her mom. And it's, we see her dad who picked her up, and he says that he wishes she would have just been honest. And she accuses him of being dishonest by not telling her the whole story about her mom. And at this point, arguing with your dad, when you just got in trouble, a kid that was at the party that you were at is in critical condition. This is not the right time to play the Uno reverse card, Mia. This is not the time to argue with your dad, but she still does it. So we sort of see Mia again not making the best decisions, and also not understanding the severity of the situation that she's in.
No, because she's so far gone at this point.
Yeah, and
Actually,
so
not even at this point. It's gonna get worse.
it gets worse, guys. Just hold on.
Yeah.
Just hold on.
Just hold on. Yeah, and just talking to even a spirit that might have been her mom. Yeah, that's not even the worst of it.
No, it's not. As you mentioned, Riley's in the hospital.
Yeah.
Sue and Jade are really upset at Mia.
Yeah.
And they're sort of accusatory towards her, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at the hospital, Mia hears her mom's voice calling her, and she sees her mom's reflection in the hospital glass.
Yeah.
She follows her mom's likeness into the bathroom, where she hears that scratching again in a closed stall. The voice screams, "Help me," as Mia tries to break the door down. And when Mia finally gets the door open, no one is there. So that part of the movie made me think twice. And I don't think Mia was connecting with her mom, because why would your mom torture you that way? Scratching noises, following her into a bathroom, screaming. I don't think anyone's mom would haunt them.
No. My mom doesn't haunt me.
No.
My mom would not do that.
Nope.
It's she starts seeing her mom's reflection here and there.
Mm-hmm.
It's and you're probably right. Now that I realize it, now that I think of it, I should say, it could be a spirit that is able to make them look like Mia's mom, and toy with her.
Yeah.
And just to get another soul.
Yep, I think that's exactly what they're doing. It's a spirit presenting as Mia's mom.
Because if you think about it, the when Riley was going through the whole like bashing his head in and stuff like that, clearly they got him.
Yes.
They got him. So that means that something must have been let out.
Yes.
The door was never closed.
Nope.
As the
He
rule
went
said.
over the 90 seconds, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He did. So you never know.
Now we cut to Daniel driving Mia home, and after everything they have been through that night, Mia and Daniel agree to trauma bond by having a sleepover party.
Yeah. Trauma bond is correct. Now remember, Daniel is Mia's ex-boyfriend.
Yes. So they discuss the night's events by Mia explaining that she believes she heard from her mom and wants to reach out again. Daniel says, I don't think that was your mom. Finally, somebody with some sense.
Yeah.
Okay. And he states that he's never going to do that again. So first of all, I think Daniel is the smartest teenager in the film.
Yeah. There's one.
Yeah. There's
Literally
just one.
That's it.
Mia,
not even Riley's smart. Sorry. No, he's not. I'm sorry.
Mia misses her mom so much that she ignores all the red flags from that night. And this is where we begin to see Mia unravel. Okay. Yeah. Before bed, Mia is watching videos of her mom and her. And I believe this part of the movie was intended to show the love that Mia had for her mom, and how she will stop at nothing to reconnect with her mother. Mia drifts off to sleep, where she has nightmares of the night her dad found her mom had overdosed. And Mia is then visited by a scary soul who has an intimate encounter with Daniel's feet.
This soul clearly has a foot fetish.
Definitely.
And that may have led to her demise.
Yes.
Probably. Yes, this scene was actually crazy too.
This was a crazy scene.
Yeah, so first of all, they did a great job with the whole like staring, camera points to a dark corner and it looks like there's a shape there.
Yeah.
And then, because that's always another thing in horror movies. There's always like a shape, and then like you see something glowing that looks like eyes, and then a light flashes. There's nothing. No light flashes in that corner.
No.
Something is moving towards her, and it's just it looks like a spirit of a woman in like a formal like dress.
Yeah, I would say so. Some pearls.
Some pearls. So this might have been somebody important.
Yeah.
With a foot fetish secret. What's crazy about this scene is that the spirit comes to Mia, right? Crawls slowly, then does a speed crawl, and then Mia gets up, and the foot fetish Jones starts sucking on Daniel's feet.
Yes.
Mia is seeing this happen.
And she's trying to wake Daniel up.
But then we come to realize, it's Mia with Danny's foot in her mouth.
Yes, and Daniel's not too happy about that. So she scares Daniel off, and Mia starts to truly lose it and decides to play the game by herself.
And this is becoming a theme here for her. She's lonely again.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, when she was in the hospital checking on Riley, Sue accused her of giving her something. Instead of being like, Mia, what happened?
Right.
Like, I thought this was supposed to be like a close-knit friendship with Jade and her mom and everything. Oh, no. We're accusing this girl of, giving my son something. And, now Danny was there and he's, trying to be a good friend.
Yes.
Not lover, but friend. And then he's out. But then again, she did have his feet in her mouth.
Again,
so.
he's the only smart teenager in the movie. He's
out
folks,
of
there.
If you wake up and somebody has your foot in their mouth,
run.
Leave.
Unless you like it, because then stay.
Hey, we don't kink shame.
No, we don't.
On this show.
No, we do not.
Unless you're into porcelain hands that communicate with the dead. But yeah, she's lonely again, and she's now slapping herself. She's spiraling, and then she uses the hand. And then the spirit of her mom comes up, and she's saying, Riley needs help.
Yes.
Riley needs help. And we're like, what?
Like, we can see that. He's in critical care right now, ma'am.
Yeah. I would have been like, I know that, Mom. What are you talking about? He just bashed his head into a freaking desk and tried to blind himself.
Yeah.
Completely. What do you mean he needs help? Riley's a vegetable at this point.
He's still in the hospital looking rough, but we see that his sister and mom are trying to take care of him. And while he's at the hospital, we see him attack his sister. He bites her, and then he begins again to bash his head against the shower wall.
While laughing,
yep, he begins licking the floor that's filled with blood and broken porcelain, and Riley is obviously still not himself. Call back to when Joss said, and if you die while they're in you, they'll have you forever. Yeah. And at this point, I think that that's their goal, is to have Riley die while they have control over him, so they can have Riley forever.
Yeah, it's their way back into the real world.
Yes.
This is it's the door. They didn't close the door when Riley was holding onto the hand.
Yes.
Now they walked right through it, and now they have him, and now they are Riley. They're Riley, and they want to bash their head into the wall and drink their own blood.
Cut to Josh, Haley, Jade, Daniel, and Mia having a meeting. Joss explains that the souls they connected with want to keep Riley. We learn more about Duckett and his brother Cole, who is still alive. Cole is alive after being stabbed by Duckett in the beginning, and Cole is obviously upset, and he is holding some animosity towards Haley and Joss for not having Duckett's back when he was struggling.
Another reoccurring theme throughout the movie.
Definitely some bad friends here.
Yeah.
Cole explains Duckett couldn't stop, and Cole learns about Riley and judges them hard for letting a kid play the game.
Rightfully so.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm on his side.
Yeah.
I'm on his side completely. I'm judging all of them for even doing it.
Definitely.
Honestly. And also I noticed something. I don't know if you caught this. During the scene when they're all meeting, Mia has a backpack.
Yes.
And on the strap, she has some I don't know, design on there. It spells out the word sad.
Oh.
Yeah. I was
Good
like,
catch.
Oh, that was interesting. It reminded me of The Conjuring 2. In The Conjuring 2, that was the one with the nun.
Yeah.
There's a scene where the daughter is talking to the mom. I forget, her name escapes me, but it's they're talking, and then there's a shot of the bookshelf, and the spines on the book spell out the word Valak.
Yeah.
Which is the name of the demon.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, that's cool. Little Easter eggs like that.
Hidden messages.
The Marvel movie fan in me loves Easter eggs, folks.
Yes.
Loves it.
So Jade, who is understandably distraught, she insults Mia by saying, "Why do you have to force yourself into my family?"
Oof.
We know that stung.
That's harsh.
Yes. And we begin to feel the further isolation that Mia is feeling. Mia explains that maybe they forgot to blow the candle out, ultimately forgetting to close the door. And we see Jade, Daniel, and Mia bring the hand and the candle to the hospital to try and disconnect Riley from the dead.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. Mia decides to try to connect to Riley, but connects with a young girl instead. She asks if Riley is where the girl is, and the girl shows Mia that the dead souls are feeding on Riley. Mm-hmm. Mia begins to scream in anguish as she realizes the souls are never going to stop until they have Riley.
The little flashes to where they were showing the souls feeding on Riley reminded me so much of, I believe it was Nightmare on Elm Street Part 5 or 4. I always get those confused when they show Freddy Krueger's mom being attacked at the insane asylum, because they say that he's the bastard of 1,000 insane men or something like that.
Oh, wow. And
it was just like, I that was the first thing I thought of. I was like, oof, it's creepy, And so also another thing too. So Mia uses the hand to communicate with one of the souls, which is bold, by the way.
Definitely.
Because so far we've only met mean souls.
Yeah.
This little girl, another sign of innocence.
Helpful.
She's like, he needs help. So it's this guy over here is messed up, man.
Yeah.
It's just like,
And that also kind of shows us that I guess not all the souls you connect with are evil.
I guess so.
But it's still not worth the chance to me.
Or she's a little kid, so she's like a Padawan. She's learning.
Yeah.
You know, she has like a
She'll be
Jedi.
evil soon.
She'll be evil. She'll be like, Anakin Skywalker before we know it, man.
Mia goes home where her dad is waiting to talk to her, and he presents Mia with her mother's suicide note by reading it to her.
The suicide note that was left, it was a piece of information that wasn't given to Mia.
Mia
by her
did
dad.
not know that a note was left. She was under the assumption that her mom had accidentally overdosed, and then so she's given this new information. More bad timing.
Yeah.
Definitely more bad timing.
Yeah.
The note that should give Mia clarity is quickly denied by Mia's mom's soul that has been following her.
There's trickery afoot.
Yeah.
A lot of trickery afoot.
Yes. She is rotting and looking worse than the first time that we saw her. She calls Mia's dad a liar and an imposter, explains to Mia that he's going to hurt her. The corrosive soul of Mia's mom then explains that Mia needs to kill Riley to set him free. Mia begins to be attacked by what looks like her father, but we know that it's not because we can see the clips of her father in the living room.
Yeah.
And Mia then stabs her real father in the neck as he was trying to help her. And this girl is just having one hell of a weekend. I mean, I have never seen a weekend go this badly.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, kids, drugs are bad.
They are. And so are undead souls of the dead.
Yeah.
Undead, dead. I don't know what they are, honestly.
Listen, it's. I forget where I heard this from. It's probably from a movie. The evil spirits feed on negativity.
Yes.
So Mia is full of it.
She is. Understandably so.
Yeah.
But things are just getting worse by the minute.
Yeah.
Mia calls Jade and explains that every second is agony for Riley and that they need to save him. And Mia invites Jade over to her house, luring her away from the hospital so Riley is alone.
This whole time Mia was parked in the parking lot of the hospital.
Yes, lurking. Mia runs into Sue at the hospital, who is seemingly sorry for blaming Mia for Riley's condition, and she explains that she knows that Mia would not hurt Riley, as they are not just friends, but family. And Mia asks for a minute alone with Riley, and Sue leaves the room. Mia encounters the soul of a man who wants Riley, and he explains that Mia can't have him back. The soul is taunting Mia, wanting Mia to kill Riley so they can have him forever.
I believe he says he's ours now, right?
Yes. Yeah.
This is where my iPad crapped out. The notes app crapped out, and I lost my notes for like that last part after that scene, which is what you want for your first episode. So I'm going totally based off memory and your notes, which you took excellent notes.
Thank you.
But yeah, she sees the spirit that's possessing Riley, and he says he's ours now.
Yeah, claiming him. Back at Mia's, Jade arrives to find the gruesome scene of Mia's dad stabbed nearly to death. Jade calls Sue to warn her about Mia, says that Mia is dangerous, and then Sue discovers that Mia and Riley are gone. Jade makes it back to the hospital in record timing, and she sees Mia headed towards the freeway with Riley. Okay, Mia is now pushing Riley in a wheelchair towards the freeway, everyone.
I don't know how the law works in Australia. I'm pretty sure she's committed several crimes.
Several.
Well, attempted murder, one, obviously, and
Kidnapping?
Kidnapping.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a good one.
Yeah.
So yeah, she starts wheeling him towards the highway. And
we see Mia's mom's soul looking
quote unquote
more rotted and zombie-like than ever. She is looking rough. She tells Mia that she's proud of her and explains that Mia is doing the right thing. She explains that she'll take care of him, but she seemingly slips up and says, "We'll have him forever.
And you caught that.
Yes.
Because I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
And we watched this movie 3 times and I didn't catch that.
She said, we'll have him forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
She
Spirits aren't
gave
that smart.
herself up. So this is where the camera pans to Mia's face, okay? And
It's like a look of realization.
yeah, Mia's face quickly changed. She almost had a realization. We're not sure if Mia caught the same thing. I'm thinking so. Mia, I'm guessing she caught the error of the evil soul, and rather quickly we see someone go over onto the freeway. But at this point, we don't know who it is yet. Someone goes over the freeway and gets hit by a car.
Yep.
The camera shows who it was, and it was in fact Mia who went over.
They did a really good job with cutting to the POV in the backseat of a random car.
Yes.
It looked like a husband and wife were driving.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, the windshield cracks. And then there's
And
like
they have hit something.
They've hit something, and then there's a whole overhead shot. Mia's on the ground next to her. You see these tire marks.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, but you don't see Riley.
No, you don't see Riley.
Right.
And Mia is in rough shape as she stands up. And then we finally get the view of Riley. Jade is hugging Riley, safe on the side of the freeway. Mia is walking past them into the hospital where she sees Jade, Riley, and Sue again. Riley looks to be recovering as he's up and talking with his family. Mia begins trying to get their attention by calling out to them, but they don't hear her.
Right.
Mia sees her dad, and he can't hear her either. She looks in a mirror but she has no reflection, just like the nightmare from the beginning of the movie that she said that she would have. So it was almost like Mia was seeing her future.
And that was something I didn't catch, by the way.
Yeah.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Yes.
I think I was probably taking a note during that part. But
Yeah,
I
that's
think,
her
matter of fact,
nightmare come true.
the matter of fact, I was taking a note because my iPad was on 4%. And I was trying to write so fast. But yeah, I didn't catch that.
Yeah. Everything goes black for Mia as she slowly realizes what may have become of her. And just then she sees the light of a candle and a man sitting at a table. The man seems scared to see Mia. As they stare at each other in silence, a friend leaves over and says something to the man in Greek. The man looks at Mia and says, "I let you in," confirming that Mia in fact has died and is now a spirit on the other side. The end.
End of movie. That ending,
Incredible.
the way that it cuts to her face, and it was like she had that sense of realization because her eyes widened and she took a quick gasp and they cut to black. I was like, oh man,
Yeah.
that was good. That was great.
That was.
Great way to end the movie. From start to finish, the movie was excellent.
Excellent.
One thing about the scene where she sees the spirit that's taking over Riley.
Yes.
I don't know if you remember, but while she's looking out the window, looking at the highway, and you hear the sound of the dying kangaroo.
Oh,
That I remember.
Good catch.
And it's like she's like, I have to put him out of his misery.
Yeah, but she wasn't able to do that with the kangaroo. So
No, she wasn't.
No,
She wasn't. And
her
I
hearing
think
that
right.
almost is like, am I going to be able to do it for Riley?
And now she's so far gone that she's like, screw it, I'm putting him out of his misery so I can have my mom back.
She's definitely becoming more bold.
And now here's another thing before we wrap up the episode. The part with when they're by the highway, my first watch, and I'm gonna say even my second watch, because you're saying we saw this 3 times.
Yes.
I always thought Mia jumped on her own free will.
I also thought that the first 2 watches.
So the third time, to myself in my mind, she's on the highway. They pan over to the side. You see Jade hugging Riley on the side of the road where Mia and Riley were standing. I thought to myself, yeah, she jumped. But then I thought, what if Jade pushed her?
Yeah. That's a good realization. Jade definitely could have pushed her to save her brother.
Yeah.
We see Jade throughout the movie be this protective sister.
Yep.
to Riley. So she definitely could have pushed Mia. So we don't really know, which I kind of like that we don't know if Mia realized, the mistake in the evil soul saying, "We'll take care of him," and jumped instead, or we don't know if Jade pushed her. Maybe Mia came to that realization and wasn't gonna jump,
Right.
and she was pushed.
I final verdict on that. What do you think?
Final verdict.
What's the
I
clause?
say Jade pushed her.
I'm gonna say Jade pushed her.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it because I think throughout the movie, her being so protective of Riley.
Yeah, that was the foreshadowing of
Yeah.
the ending where Jade had to choose between her best friend, who was, going on off the deep end,
Yep.
and her brother, who is young and innocent, and Mia was about to throw him off the freeway. I mean, it kind of seems like an easy decision for Jade at that point.
I think it's an easy decision for anybody who has a sibling.
Yeah, for sure.
You have an older sister, I have a younger sister. I'm pushing. I'm pushing the person that has. There's no way.
Especially when they're acting as erratic as Mia was acting for this entire movie.
Yeah.
We see her truly unravel, and it just gets worse and worse for Mia. And unfortunately, we see that her distant relationships really prevented her from getting help.
Yeah, it really did.
Yeah.
It's. I love what they did with the movie. I love what they did with how this porcelain hand that somewhat lets you communicate with the dead became the party drug, and she became addicted, and that became her ultimate downfall, essentially ODing.
If you could rate this movie, what would you rate this movie?
Out of 5?
Out of 5.
It's a solid 5.
It's a solid 5 for me as
It's
well.
a classic. I think it's gonna go down as a classic eventually.
Definitely.
It's one of those movies that you didn't hear nothing negative about it.
I have not.
I haven't heard one person say anything negative about it.
No.
And if they did, I'd love to hear why. I'm not judging. I just want to know what they think.
Yeah.
But when we saw it in the theater, first reaction was, "Wow, that movie's amazing."
Yeah.
Third time watching it, it's a classic.
Definitely.
That was fun.
That was so much fun.
That was
we
fun.
hope that you guys had fun too.
We're glad to. Like I said at the top, this is going to be a monthly show.
We have plans to
we
make
have a lot
it
of plans. There's so many movies we
more
want to
than
do.
monthly too. We'll
What's
see
that?
how this goes. To record some episodes more than monthly. We have some plans. We
Yes.
have some surprise episodes.
We do. But I think we already decided on episode 2.
Yes.
We did. Do you want to say what it is, or should I? Or
You can say what it is.
so episode 2, we decided it's gonna come out in September. We decided we're gonna do Paranormal Activity.
Classic.
The first Paranormal Activity, a movie that I remember where I was the first time I watched it.
Yeah.
You remember where we were.
Definitely. We have some stories too tied to that movie, so that will be a fun episode.
It's gonna be so much fun. I can't wait to release that episode. But before we go, one thing that we want to do here on the end of the show is we want to have a little fun, and we want to play a little game with you and I, obviously.
Yes.
And so we have a Trivial Pursuit Ultimate Horror Edition, which has 1,800 questions from horror books, movies, TV shows, what have you. And I'm going to pull from the deck of cards here, and I'm going to ask you a question. And if you want to, you can do it for me too.
Okay. Let's do this.
Let's do this. I'm going to grab the card right now.
Is it Candyman?
It's Candyman.
Yes.
We're not going to keep score, but this is something that we're going to do at the end of each episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We really appreciate you guys tuning in and checking this out. We hope that you check out next month's episode when we do Paranormal Activity. Also, episodes will be dropping on Mondays every month. We're going to start up our socials as well for the pod.
Yes.
That way we can keep you guys updated.
Follow us for updates.
Now, we will sign off here.
Yeah.
I've been Eddie.
And I'm Ashley.
And this has been Twisted Soulmates. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.